Okay, so this is gonna be a reading. This is gonna be a reading for Leo. I have Venus and Mars in Leo, but this is going to be for Leo, Venus, Mars, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Lilith, any Leo energy. If you just want to apply it to the Leo in your chart, even if you have no planets, just whatever house Leo is in. So we have Page of Wands reversed and Knight of Cups upright. So it's like very light communication, light-hearted communication. And light-hearted communication with Leo is kind of like, you think I'm so awesome. So it's like somebody could be giving Leo, wherever Leo is in your chart, Leo energy. You could be getting complimented in that area of your life. It doesn't have to mean anything more than that. It just could be somebody's complimenting you in a certain area of your life. Maybe complimenting the way you handle yourself, the way you handle your life, the way you look, the way you talk to people, the way you make people feel. You're just getting complimented. And it makes you feel really good. And it's Leo season. And to have energy kind of synchronize is beneficial. And I think Leo, how it kind of fits into the astrology chart, but okay, into the zodiac. Leo kind of fits into the zodiac by shining, by being themselves, and by pushing themselves forward. Not in an Aries way, where Aries will kind of stick up for people, but Leo will kind of keep things like, well, I like it like this.
Hey, Ben, I'm gonna go pick up some more medication.
Okay. Drive safely.
Well, I just want to go to sleep.
So, Leo energy is kind of just like, I do it this way and it works for me, so maybe it would work for you. And then it can be mistaken for being bossy or pushy, but then some people might really appreciate it because they've never even thought of whatever Leo had suggested. And then when Leo does talk about themselves and builds others up through themselves, it creates like the whole you get compliments and then it makes you feel like you want to do it again, which is this sort of stability and building partnerships and relationships, because finances is not just about money. Finances is about who you work with as a team, building a foundation for something, building resources, saving resources, utilizing resources, networking, utilizing relationships. And that is so Leo. So it's maybe paying attention to what kind of compliments you're getting and whether these compliments are from the heart. Are these compliments made to give you that Ten of Cups feeling? Are these compliments made to get a response in general? Are these compliments because of something lighthearted? Are they just a passerby says they like your hat and that's that? Sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Okay. So Two of Wands came out reversed. And in this card there is a police officer that looks like a human man that is holding his gun up to an alien. It's dark outside. They're in like an alley in a city. And this is the Two of Wands card. So it's kind of like getting caught somewhere and being misunderstood. But there's still, like, it's that moment right before you have that next interaction. So that kind of goes with what I just said, where it's somebody might say, hey, I like your hat, and you could feel self-conscious about it, so you could take it two different ways. So then that Two of Wands is kind of, it came out reversed, and so it's kind of like being aware of how you receive compliments, and maybe it's just trying to say that even if they were supposed to be underhanded compliments, you can still, you as a Leo, any part of your Leo in your chart can see the benefit in it, even, but you're just kind of just like, I don't know, that Three of Swords is kind of, that was random. So it's, you can think about it, but don't think about it if it's making you not feel good about yourself. Because if you think it was an underhanded compliment, you could be wrong. And even if you're not wrong, do you want to think about that? Yeah, so Two of Swords and the Star in reversed. In reverse. In reversed. Sorry. in reverse. Yeah, if you... It's kind of just like wrapping ourselves up in our own self-conscious in Leo energy, where two different people could say the exact same thing to you, but there's so much nuance to it. So if you think about it in the way that you want it to be, that makes you feel good, then it's okay. It's just kind of like keeping your pride and keeping your ego and keeping your love for yourself, even if everybody's already showering you in love, and then it makes you feel like, oh man, what's going on? Or if everybody's showering you in hate, still being like, yeah, well, I could see why they would think that way. And there's a flow to life, so it's kind of easy when you already have this energy of not necessarily caring to a point where something will negatively affect you, and caring enough to a point where you're allowing it into your life. But it's not always easy to have that balance. So I kind of want to see. So if anything ever gets overwhelming, needing to switch lanes, needing to try something different, not necessarily something new, but just cycle through. This is Seven of Swords reversed. And I have a feeling that it's like right now is a very good time, but it's like being at the top of a hill. Like, not necessarily not necessarily a roller coaster hill, but just kind of like being at the top of a hill, and you're about to go down the hill, and it's gonna go really fast. And there's going to be a lot of like things along the way that might confuse the focus of the drive that pushed you to get to the top of the hill and go down it in the first place. I'm actually going to pull one of these. Like maybe you were like, you woke up and you're like, I'm gonna make a bunch of breakfast cakes, and then you go to the refrigerator and you have all the ingredients, but while you're doing things you get distracted with 20 different things, and then the oven gets messed up, and then something else happens, and then it all gets fixed and it's all okay and you can still make the breakfast cakes, but you're just like, holy crap, maybe I shouldn't have done that today. But then you have surprise company come over later and you should have done that today. So I got co-create and higher power. So it's like kind of like whatever the metaphor I want to use. It's like, okay, someone finds you and like, you are so good at cooking, will you come on Chopped? And you go on Chopped and then all the power goes out, but they make you do the TV show anyway because they think it would be a good show. So you're doing Chopped on the Food Network, but all the power went out, and they call it like the camping edition or something. Yeah, where it's like you don't want to do it and it's hard to do it, and there's like an unnecessary battle. So we got strength and 5 of Wands, but it's not a battle that you can't handle, and this battle is actually going to push you through an energy that if you would have just done the normal task, something completely different would have happened within the next 10 days. So it's like a butterfly effect through this chaotic motion of going down the hill and then receiving all of this like confusion where you were sure about something in your life in this Leo spirit, and then you kind of get thrown off balance, but getting thrown off balance made it better. Ten of Wands reversed and 9 of Cups reversed. You could look at them upright if you wanted to. Reversal energy to me can sometimes just be like something that's near future energy. So it just hasn't become itself yet. So these cards show this guy's ship has crashed in the background and it's pretty much obliterated. He has his hands in his face and he feels hopeless. And this is the 10 of Wands card for this deck, for the tarot, UFO tarot. And then this 9 of Cups card, there's a man lying on a metal table, and then a bunch of aliens around him just staring at him, and he's lying on the table with his eyes open, fully dressed, hands at his side, palms open, spread flat onto the table, which is not a position of like dreaming, sleeping rest. It's like medical rest, like your body's in place. And in this I think this actually is 10 of Swords, not 10 of Wands, and that's why I'm like, this deck seems different to me. It's the 10 of Swords. In this 10 of Swords card, there are a bunch of bodies around the spaceship. So it's not just that he lost his ship, he lost his crew. And in this deck, there are also different species of aliens, and there is a different species looking over the dressed man than the one who lost his crew and ship. So to me, combined with everything else, it's like receiving this information about yourself. It's not just information about yourself, it's information about you, but we're all connected to each other as human beings. So it's information that affects everyone. So it's analyzing these compliments, I guess. Yeah, they're kind of Ouroboros back to the beginning. It's so the way in which people compliment Leo, however Leo is in your chart, is representative of who they are as a person. So these compliments might show you how they view other people. If they're not underhanded compliments to you, they're showing you what they value, what the people who have given you these compliments value in another person, and what they think is important to make somebody feel good about themselves and feel fulfilled, to give them 10 of Cups. So what are the little actions that people think about you that they think will make you happy? And what does that say when you have co-create and higher power? What does that say about what they value? And is that value, whether or not it makes you feel good, is that something that is your main focus, or is it a focus in the wind that you just kind of brush away, that makes you smile, but it doesn't change anything about who you are as a person? And I'm not saying that compliments about your appearance are shallow, because this could easily be perceived that way. But like, say somebody compliments the way that you work on something. How does that respond to what they value in work? Something like that. I'm going to pull one very last card. Very last one, just one. Let's do a food card. Three came out, so I'm going to put them back. Another three came out, so I'm going to put them back. I just want one. Please, just one. Nope, that's too many. Okay, we're going to take those. You know what? Should I take these ones over here, or just these ones? Alright, so we got refried beans and seltzer water. Refried beans are thick and sticky, and seltzer water is bubbly and clear, but both of these things are second versions of something else. And then I have another two cards that came out over here. I have cheese and ice cream, the aged one and the scoop, and ice cream is reversed. So it's like old news, right? Something that's old news. So it might be information that you've already, maybe something that's been repeated to you through many people, which is kind of like this. And you're tired of hearing it, or you've heard it a lot and you don't understand why you keep hearing it so often. And it seems like it's not important, but it's something that actually, there's a reason why it keeps being brought to your attention over and over and over. Yeah, because these are the same. Like, you can have beans, but then you have refried beans. You can have water, but then you put carbon in it, carbonation in it, it's seltzer water. So, in this cheese card that says the aged one, there's a cow and a knife and a big chunk of cheese and a cutting board and some crackers. And the cow could not make cheese if it didn't have that grass and if it didn't have that water. And you can't make ice cream if you don't have the cow. And there's no cow in this upside down ice cream card. There's just chocolate syrup, mountains, and a sidewalk. I'm gonna end it with that.